All right, good morning, everybody. Today we're looking at RDHL, which is running up pretty hard right now. We saw this go from 45 cents all the way to 92 cents, so it's looking pretty close to about 100% gains right here. We've got MNTV, pretty spotty price action early on. It's been filling out a little bit more in the middle here. We're back to spotty price action and not a lot of volume and very inconsistent, so I don't really know what MNTV is really going to do today, but we'll keep an eye on it. We got ICCM here. Again, we've got some spotty price action. We got some ramping volume, which is nice to see, but I don't know if that's going to translate into much in the market. Going from 121 to a high there, 176, but the true range is a lot smaller there. We've got Sober, 269 to 344, so we got a good range on that. Again, the range is a lot smaller right now, but that could pick up. Looks like we're heading towards either the VWAP band or the 200 EMA, so we're in a pretty good spot here. Hopefully this does pick up some volume. That's probably a good one to keep an eye on. We've got LMAO here. Again, spotty price action, inconsistent volume. Kind of downtrending right now, but if we can break above that 200 and see some volume, it could be good. SVRE's kind of the same story. Had a nice run up in the beginning. Not very much price action or anything going on right now, so I don't think we'll be playing that. And then the Grov, kind of the same story with that. We'll I just set up my ledger here. Oh, I saw an error way up in the beginning here. The cell's contents violate its validation rule. Interesting. I have no idea how to fix that. It's not affecting anything else, so we can just leave it as is. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot new popping up on the scanner right now. We could take a look at AULR. Yeah, I mean, maybe. It's picking up some price action here in the last couple candles, so maybe we'll leave this one open. Um, Zyme. Again, it's picking up some price action. It's sitting right on that 200 EMA. We're seeing a lot of selling volume. This is probably going to drop on open, but we can keep this one open to see how that happens as well. We've got about 20 seconds left and nothing else to really look at. So I think RDHL is probably going to be one of our best bets here. I just don't know if it's going to continue to run right away or if it's going to drop. So we're going to have to be careful with that. I hope some people got an RDHL pre-market. It looks like you could almost impossible to lose money getting into RDHL in pre-market. Morning. Sober here running up on open. So I think we're going to go ahead and take a sober play because that's the momentum we kind of wanted to see on it. I'd like to get in on that support there at 310. If you have to get a little higher, that's fine. Probably going to try for 340. We got resistance there at 338 though, so keep that in mind. And we're going to go for a maybe just a $3 stop. That gets us below most of that support area here. And the only problem is we're above that 200, which I would like to be below, but I don't really want to take a stop all the way down to like 290. That's just too far. So we're going to have to deal with what we got right there. And this is sober. Okay. RDHL looks like it's still holding, but these the wicks on top here not really looking too great. I think I'm gonna see if it breaks past here. If it can break past just a little bit above that first open candle here, maybe we'll take a play on it. But who knows? MNTV looks like it's got some decent buying volume. Might bounce off the 200 there. I'm not seeing much else out of most of this stuff. Yeah, Zyme breaking down as we thought it would. All right. Yeah, this is looking like it's not got a lot of momentum going up right now. If it shoots up really quickly, you might have to just buy in because it could be running into a halt. We got lots of area up here to work with, but we'll have to see. Let's see here, nothing new. Okay, so this looks like it's holding. We could probably go ahead and jump in on this then. So RDHL. If it comes back down a little bit, 0.90 would be great. We're going to be going for probably at least a 105 PT and then a 0.87 stop loss. There's not a lot of room for failure for a stop loss here, which is not very good. But I mean, like the profit potential is pretty good on it. That's what we're kind of hoping for here, is it just continues to move up. But we'll have to wait and see on that. RDHL. We're going to try for a 0.90 entry. So Sober's kind of striking out here around 325. We could go ahead and take a little bit of profit there. Just to secure a little bit. Okay, so we came back down to that 0.90. Not looking too bad. We could maybe see a little bit more of a dip, but it looks like it's holding on this 90 EMA very well, so 0.90 is not a bad entry. Good morning. All right, let's see here. Did I jump into Sober? Yeah, I jumped into Sober. My entry on Sober was 313. So currently at 319 right now. We did drop back down to 312. Oh, sorry, 315 was that entry. Wasn't as good as I thought it was. MNTV looks like it's starting to pick up. We're seeing lots of volume on this, so I think we're going to have to jump in on MNTV. 760 would be, I guess, probably about where we're going to get. You might be able to get a little lower if you wait for it, because we're right on resistance. We might get rejected here, which would be ideal, but also not ideal, I guess. Because we'd like it to go up, but to get a better entry, we'd like it to come back down. And you know what? I might just wait a little bit on this. I kind of think we could probably get in around that 750. You know, we're almost there. So let's just put out an alert for 750 then. MNTV, 750. We're gonna try for at least $8 on this because we're gonna hope this turns bullish here. And then we're gonna go for a 7. We want below that 200, so maybe 735. That's a pretty decent stop. Gives us a little bit of room. If you get a couple cents higher, it's not really too big of a deal. Lameo halted. Yep, that was pretty much no warning there either, right? We got almost no increase in volume, just suddenly one candle's completely bought in. With something like this, I would expect it's going to come back down after this halt. RDHL with a complete breakdown. So we saw as high as 96 cents there. So if you manage to get some profits out of that, that would be great because 96 cents is really good for a 0.90 entry. You're looking at at least 7% there. We did hit that support area. It does look like it's coming back up a little bit. We might wait for a little bit more of a pullback. I'd like to maybe see if we can get back in around 84 cents. Sober coming back down now, again with the big knife drop there as well. 306 is looking like a pretty good place to take another entry. MACD's just about to touch that 0 threshold, but we are already past that VWAP, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, Sober 306. Try for 340 on that again, and then probably just a 306. Could we really push it to 290? We probably could push a 290 stop, so let's try that. It is a pretty big stop, but that's about 5%. We might even get a better entry here. So we're looking at about a 290 stop on this. Even if you get a little lower, like 304, great. We'll just take that as the entry and leave that stop at 290 there. This is right on support, so this is what we want to see. We might be heading down for a VWAP bounce. We have a little bit there for support. We're really close to that 750 entry on MNTV. That's hard to say. RDHL is looking not too bad either. So I'm thinking we could probably take another entry on this. It looks like it might reverse and start heading back up here. That's RDHL. MACD's really close to the 0 threshold, but I think we're going to bounce here. This has been a very bullish stock, so I would expect to see a bounce off this. So like we were probably going to get in about 0.85 or try to. We're going to go for, I like that 0.96 area. I think we might not quite get up that high this time. I think we're looking at 0.94, so that'll be the goal, to hit 0.94. And then we're going to go with a stop. Can we get it below VWAP? That's 0.80 from 0.85. That's too big. I can't really say I want to do that. Yeah, you know what? I think we have to give it that room though. Go 0.80. Whether you want to go light in that up, that's up to you. That is a big stop though. If we could get better than 0.85, that would be ideal for that kind of a stop. So it does look like we're going for a sober bounce here off the 200. So if you waited on your entry, it looks like you're going to get a better one. Let's see here. MNTV coming down to the 750 area. We might be hitting a little bit lower here. Top band still closing in, so we could possibly move our entry point down a little bit more if you want to. RDHL looks like it's holding on this line so far. We still have flat bands, which is good. Bottom band's starting to pick up a little bit. We are bearish on the MACD now, but price action's not really going with it quite yet. So let's see what happens here. I'm breaking down a little bit here. 0.84 is not bad for our stop that we want at 0.80. So that's where our stop is going to be. So we're looking for a good entry on that. 0.83 is actually not that bad. I'm going to jump in at 0.83. A 0.80 stop at 0.83 is going to be okay. I'm good with that. SOPR making a slight comeback here. MNTV still dropping a little bit, 0.747. So, I mean, yeah, you could probably get in here. You could probably wait till like 745 if you really want to push it, but I'm okay with the 747 on MNTV. It's only a couple cents lower than where we thought we were going to get in. I'm not going to move that stop down any further. I see him not doing anything. Lameo still halted. We've got Graph not doing much. Kohler heading down. And Zyme. It did actually come back. Zyme came back pretty good here. Not a lot of range though, so I don't think we're going to end up playing this. Kohler we're probably not going to end up playing. We got some price action. 135, 141. It's okay. Maybe we'll keep that one open. Grav 155 to 171. So we got decent amount there, but the volume's dying out really quickly. Maybe we'll keep that open as well. This one's not looking good. Even though it looks like you can make money off it, I don't think I will. ICCM we're going to close out as well. Looks like it was a good thing we got our entry there, 747, because it bounced pretty much right off that. It looks like it's heading back up. Sober's at 310. So what do we get on Sober? I got a 302. 312, I could look at taking some profits. Sober 312. Around 312. 311, 312, something like that. Just 10 cents. There we go, 312. RDHL looks like it's bouncing off VWAP as we expected so far. We are hoping to see this MACD start to curl up here. MNTV looking good there, almost 760. I don't think we're going to take any profits until close to 780 on this, which is what kind of concerns me, is that the range isn't too big here, right? We're going from like 747 to 767 at the top there. So we're going to be waiting a little bit on profits for that. Color's getting really close to that 200. That could be a bounce, but again, low volume right now. I'm not really too keen on seeing that. So let's try something else. OBLG. Looking good, 0.45 all the way up to 0.64. We could bounce off the 9 EMA here, but I don't know if it's going to. I've already passed the VWAP, which kind of worries me a little bit. That's going to be a risky one if we jump in on it. We'll come back to that in a second. We must have some other stuff here. We've got LMFA. This never really seemed to move very good. It's at the dollar range, which is higher than I remember playing it. But again, yeah, you know what? Price action is pretty spotty here, so maybe we'll keep it open, but I don't know if we're actually going to play it. Got some bullish stuff happening here on OBLG, so this could be a potential play. This wick is pretty big, though, so if it closes with a big wick, that could be bad. We shall see. Zyme. Did I close down Zyme? I thought I had Zyme. Yeah, Zyme, like, it looks okay. The range isn't great on it, though, right? Like, even bottom band is 585 to top band, which is 626. You're looking at 40 cents on a $6 stock. That's not exactly huge. Probably not enough. iLeg, we could take a look at some iLeg, sure. Also not looking too bad. Yeah, I would like to see price action's not really all there. But I've been listening to Tommy too much. I'm seeing a fair value gap here. LMAO still halted. It halted at 634, at 642. So it should be unhalted unless it's a 10-minute halt. LMAO, yep. Sober looking like it's trying to push past VWAP here. It's struggling a little bit. We're getting a rejection, but we'll see if it holds. Good luck. Thanks, man. Color is hopefully going to bounce off this. OBLG, you know what? It's holding here. We're still seeing some downward pressure, which I don't really like, and volume's a little lower, so I'm not really, it's going to be risky to jump in on something like that. But everything looks a little risky right now. Even RDHL's not really doing a whole lot. And I'm really hoping it doesn't break down from this VWAP, but it's looking like it's about a 50-50 right now. Sober, we already got some profits on Sober. I'm hoping that that makes a push up to the top band here, so like 325, so we can take a little bit more. MNTV is really not doing a whole lot. This may have been a trap. Wasn't really paying too much attention to the range on MNTV here, so we could be in this for a while. Grov, not really doing much. Color, yeah, nothing really there. OBLG, starting to pick up in volume. MACD's picking up for sure. Price action's picking up 0.55 to 0.59, so good jump right there. If we get back down to 0.55, we could probably look at an entry. In fact, we could probably say this is bullish and jump in right now, or really close to it. OBLG, I would like to maybe try for 0.58. You might even get a little lower. Go for maybe 0.66 with a point. See, this is the tough part. You can't give it more than 2 cents here. So you're going for 0.56. Wherever you get in, give it a 2 cent stop, basically. Because you can't really afford to give it more. OBLG. Okay, Sober starting to make that push above. We saw 319 there, which is good. RDHL breaks down, which is what we were kind of afraid of. It's a good thing we waited for a better entry opportunity there, because if we got in at 0.85 and we're getting it at 0.80, that'd be a huge stop. So I'm happy we waited on that front. Where this is going to go, kind of hard to tell. We got lots of areas with potential support below us, so we just have to wait and see if any of those hold. LMFAO, or not LMFAO, LMAO is unhalted. Not really liking the price action so far. Might bounce off the support area though. Color breaking down, so we can close that out. You know what? Grov's really not doing anything. Volume's pretty low, so we can close that out too. iLeg starting to pick up a little bit on price action, but taking down now, so I'm not really too keen on that. Zyme looks like it could do something here, but again, this is another MNTV trap where it's not really going to go anywhere, it feels like. OBLG giving us a good entry there, 0.56. Hopefully we don't break down any further. That means our stop loss, if we got in 0.56 somewhere, it's going to be 0.54. So, we're right on that 200 EMA. We're not very, it's kind of a risky area, but if we get 0.59 here, it might take a little bit off the table, just to secure some. OBLG taking profit, 0.59. Or 0.60 if we can get it, but I'm good with 0.59 as well. So we're making another push here, 317, 319. RDHL, hopefully it holds here and we might get a play off it. We'll have to see. Back to 0.56 on OBLG now. We shall see. LMAO's down, LMFA. That's why I mixed it up, because we got LMFA and then LMAO. That's confusing. As I'm pushing, it's doing more than LMTV is doing. I can give it that much. Probably got in around $6. It's almost 630 now. If you did get in around $6, you could probably look at taking some profit here. I leg down. So we're pushing to 320. RDHL not holding on that support. OBLG down 1 more cent here. Hopefully you took some profits at 0.59. It looks like, yeah, it's going to stop us out. So it's a remainder getting stopped out. Not a huge deal there. Not really keen on jumping back in on this yet. And we did just break into a new low after this one, so we're gonna wait on this a little bit, especially since if it breaks down from here, it's not really too much in terms of support until probably about 51 cents. So we'll just leave this be for now. MNTV with a nasty drop into stop. Oh, not liking this. You know what? I'm kind of glad we're out of that, though. I figured that was going to be a really slow one, so um, maybe a blessing in disguise there. I'm still waiting on RDHL to find a support level here that we can jump in on. Sober's still looking okay. LMFA, not really showing me much I want to see. OBLG looks like it's bouncing here, but I'm not really seeing why it would. Oh, you know what? It does have a little bit of support there, 53 cents. That could be why. But I'm still not really keen with that zero line lingering, so LMFA not doing anything. Zyme still up. iLeg not doing much. Let's see anything else. Sober's taking all of the momentum alerts right now. Got a couple other things we could look at. Let's close out LMFA because it's really not doing anything. I'm still going to keep MNTV open for now because I think this could possibly do something. Sober's looking good here, 323. We can take some profits there. I know I was saying 325, but with how things are going today, I'm happy to take some profits once there. Profits, Sober, 323. Okay. Yeah, there's that big breakdown, OBLG all the way to the 200. I think we can take a play off that. So jump in there. OBLG. About 0.48-ish, I guess. Try for 0.55 and then a 0.46 stop, I guess. Give it the 2 cents. I don't know if I would want to hold all the way down to 0.46, but depends where you got in. You know, if you got in 0.447, definitely 0.46 is fine. You might even give it a little bit more room if you wanted to. Okay, so this is going back up pretty high here. We're at 0.52. So if you got in 0.48, 0.47, you're going to want to take profits at 0.52. Even 0.51. 2 cents is going to be 4% on this. So whatever you can get out of it, basically. And then we'll hold the rest and see where it takes us. LMAO dropping, Sober. You know what? Sober's still looking good. RDHL kind of doing what it did over here where it kind of lingered. It's probably going to fall again. We've been seeing a lot of this lately. Zyme coming back down. SNES, is it good? Let's take a look if SNES is good. Okay, so we have a good run up, 32 cents to a high there of 56 cents. So we had 100% there, just about anyway. True range is going to be 46 cents to 51. So you still got a decent range here. It's up pretty high, but you got some decent volume still. Price action looks pretty okay. There's a couple candles here that are iffy in both directions, but not too bad. It might be worth a chance at 46 cents, the bottom of 46 cents. Maybe if you could push 45 off it. You know, and then same rule. We're in the same price range with OBLG here, right? So give it 2 cents from there. So if you get in 0.45, you're going to give it a 0.43 stop, which is going to be like right here. Oh, I moved it. Which is going to be pretty good. You got lots of support below you here. So this could be a potentially good play. The MACD is coming down, and we do see a lot of selling volume right now, so I'd wait on an entry a little bit, but it's not looking too bad. On OBLG, 0.47. Had a limit buy. And with this stock, you might want to limit buy because I'm seeing the spread bounces up to at least a cent on some of these. And if you're selling and you're not getting out on the cent that you want, that could be a big difference, right? So that's like a 2% difference. So on a stock that's like 50 cents, sometimes it's better to just limit buy and limit sell. SNES coming down a little bit here. I might actually take that 0.45 entry. I'm liking the way this is looking. I might wait a little bit longer though. pretty juicy here at 0.45 though. 0.44. Might be going for a complete breakdown, 0.44. Let's jump in. 0.44, just a quick one, maybe 0.50. That would be fantastic. We get 0.50 off this and a 0.42 stop, I guess. I mean, you could give it a 0.43 stop if you want, but 0.42 is basically the level that you could get it down to. Right? So, and then you first take profit. I'm not going to change colors because it's going to be too much, but your first take profit is probably going to be 0.46. So bottom of 0.46. And then you're probably going to want to take some 0.48, bottom 0.48. If we manage to get in here and get some profit. And then your next profit target probably going to be looking at about 50 cents. So depending where you get in here, this could be really good, but we want to watch this MACD because we're getting very close to that zero threshold, right? If that touches that zero threshold, we could see a nasty drop on it. Getting a 0.43 entry right on that 200 looks pretty good. But again, with how close we are to the zero line and we see so much selling volume, we might want to wait a little bit. Sober is at 320. Okay, we've got some movement here on SNES, back to 0.45, so it's not looking too bad. OBLG is not really moving up anymore, so hopefully you're not holding on to too much OBLG here at 0.51. Even if you got in 0.48 or 0.47, I mean, like the bottom band's coming up, so it's less likely you're going to get stopped at least right away. MNTV is not really doing a whole lot. Sober's looking pretty good here, slowly making its way up. We're seeing lots of tails, which is a good sign, lots of buying pressure. We're seeing a couple wicks, but nothing too huge. RDHL is still heading down a little bit. SNES all the way up to 0.48, so we're past the first price target there. We're almost touching the second price target, so we can go ahead and take some profit there. Some profit. 0.48, SNES. Okay. So it did touch all the way down to 0.42 like midway, but my entry was not that good, unfortunately. Still better than what I originally called a 0.44 though, so I'm happy with that. Is it going to touch 0.50? That would be great if it did. OBLG still struggling here. We have Sober breaking out. Finally, we're hitting 330, so we can take a little bit more at 330 here. Sober taking profit 330. And then nasty drop. Wasn't actually, I thought we took profits at 320, but it was actually 323 I got profits at. Okay, let's go ahead and mute this person. Okay. Let's see if Sober holds here. I mean, you could use this as a good re-entry at 310. This was a very big drop, though. We're right at that zero threshold. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm not really too keen on jumping back in with a large amount here. SNES did push to 0.49 here. I think 0.50 is probably around the corner. We're probably going to see some resistance at 0.50, so you don't want to be holding too much past 0.50. Lameo is coming back a little bit here. Nice tails on these candles. Lots of buying pressure, very bullish, except there's not a lot of volume. So the conviction is going to be weak on this. I can't see it being a huge move until we see some volume breaking out here. How many trades do I have left? Good question. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've taken 8, so we've got 2 more trades. So we're basically on point with where we usually are during the day. That's taking a little bit of a drop there. We've got MNTV not really doing a whole lot. We've got Sober. Yeah, I'm not sure I trust 310 as a level. If it drops down to that 303, I think that's a really good place to take an entry, as long as it doesn't break down further. Unfortunately, I think we hit 2 stops today, didn't we? Yeah, we hit 2 stops already, so let's try to make the rest of these winners. I think SNES could be a really big winner, actually. Anything new? Sober still stealing all the volume. Acord deep in the red. I bet that guy that was really salty in the Discord yesterday is even more salty today. He probably held it overnight. He seemed like that kind of guy. 0.50 right there on SNES. So we could go ahead and take a little bit more profit here. Taking more profit. SNES, 0.50. Looks like we're hitting some resistance where we expected resistance to that 0.50, right? So we'll just have to see how this plays out, what the drop looks like. We're back to 0.45. I mean, if we drop back down to 0.43, this could be another good entry. Will we drop lower, though? That is the question. We're back to 315 on sober. Bands are starting to tighten. This is actually looking pretty good. I think we could jump back in for another sober play. It's not like huge plays, though. We're getting, you know, like, let me go and check out what the percentage gains are on these. Yeah, we're looking at like, well, 9% on that last sober play, but we're, you know, averaging about 3% on the first one, 9% on the second. Oh, I didn't close out the first trade, though. How did that happen? Oh, well. We'll see if it comes back. RDHL's not really doing a whole lot still, which is kind of boring because I thought this one was going to be the most exciting given the pre-market structure, but really not doing much. OPLG is staying at 0.52, so if you didn't get a chance to take 0.52 earlier, you're back there now. In fact, it did touch 0.53 and almost touched 0.54. SNES back up a little bit after the drop. We're seeing big tails, which is a good sign. Sober, not really doing a whole lot right now. 310 looks like it could be a decent entry. Bands are starting to flatten out, so this could really go either way at this point. Still waiting on OBLG to make a big move here. One thing I've noticed with the cash account is that these sub $1 stocks are actually more worth the trade if you can find the right ones and find the right levels to play that. Because when you get into stuff that's $1 or $2 or $3, like sober, you're looking at much smaller gains with much bigger moves. Where, you know, SNES, if we take it from 0.43 to 0.50, that's like, you know, 14% right there. So it's a little more worth it if you can find the right levels. And that's a big if, right? Because you don't want to be hitting stops on these, especially when you have limited amount of trades you can take. OBLG pushing to 0.54. It'll be another point to take profits. So again, yeah, 0.54 is going to be a good place to take some profits on this. Then probably look at 0.56. You could probably take some more at 0.58. And then, you know, 0.60 if we get there. So we have LMAO breaking down past the 200 right now, which is not necessarily what we want to see. We saw this almost touch 0.54 and get rejected again, so we might be seeing a bounce back down to 200 here. The design breaks that 630 mark. Looks like it went up to 637. SNES still looking okay. It looks like the range is tightening up here, so this could be a breakout or a breakdown. We're not really sure what that's going to look like quite yet, so we'll have to give it a little bit of time here and figure that out. 0.49, looks like we're pushing to 0.50 again. We will see. There's that 0.50. Sober with a little bit less volume now. SNES pushing 0.51, so I mean, again, you know what? We're looking for probably 2-cent intervals to take profits, so 0.52 if you will, and then after 0.52, we probably won't have a lot left. You could push it to 0.55 if you want, and then leave the last little bit. You could see 0.56. If we break 0.56, this could really start to fly, right? So, I mean, that would be the goal. Otherwise, if you're someone who's going to be moving, I know I'm getting a lot of levels on here and they're all the same color. I apologize for that. Hopefully you're following me on this. If you're someone who wants to move their stop up, you're probably looking at moving your stop up to 0.43 right now. Like right below that band. That way, if you get out, you're probably at least close to break even with the remainder. RDHL showing some signs of life here, not a lot though. 0.71 to 0.74. Yeah, you know what? I'd be looking to take this all the way to $1. That's what I would ultimately want to see out of this, but I'm not quite sure we'll get that. Nasty drop on SNES back down to 0.46 there. MNTV's coming back a little bit, yeah? Yeah. Necro, did you hold through that stop? It was so close. It was a couple cents off there, wasn't it? Yeah, about 5 cents. Oh, you didn't trade it? Okay. Sober with the nasty drop. So we're seeing us back down to the $3 level here. We saw a previous bounce here at 301, right? So we're back at 301 now. This could be the bounce. Now, do we risk it? We might risk it. Holy crap, we're getting spammed on YouTube again. Okay. But you know what? Silver's not looking bad. I'm not really seeing an opportunity to get in on OBLG or SNES, so we're just going to hold the runners on these, but maybe we jump in on Sober here. I think that's what the plan is going to be. Sober. 301. We're going to go for 330 on it with a, I guess, a 290 stop. I mean, really no point not taking a 290 stop on this. If it breaks down from 200, I might have a different opinion on it. 297 probably the lowest I'd want to see this go. There's 301 right there. OBLG pushing for that 0.53 again. SNES back up a little bit. We saw it hit that 0.49. Lots of wicks both directions here. So we're just waiting to see some conviction here. OBLG not looking too bad. With Zyme pushing 640. Looks like Zyme's going to be a winner for at least a little while here. MACD's like gaining almost no traction here, but we're seeing some half decent movement on the way up at least. It's a little slow, but it gets there. It's getting there. Again, that 0.50 resistance is just killing it. There's only so many times it can hold us down, though. Eventually, if it keeps testing at 0.50, it's going to have to break out. There's not going to be enough sellers to keep selling at 0.50. Lays. Let's take a look. Yeah, Lays isn't looking too bad here. 349 to 384, so got a decent range. Of course, this is just momentum right here, so we might not get quite that range. We're probably looking at 350 to 363 as an actual range here. So you're looking at maybe 10, 15 cents. It could be worth it. Could be worth it if it can continue climbing here. I'm not quite sure I'm willing to throw the last trade at this, but looks pretty bullish. We're holding 0.50 here, pretty good. Now it's breaking down again. Just need that slight breakout. If we hit like 51, I think this could start to fly. Yeah, just about 51 there. We're getting there. I think we're getting there. Point 51. Let's see a break. No, rejected again. It's gonna have to break out. We're seeing a very slight uptrend here, so RDHL, yeah. This looks so slow. I don't know if I'd even want to jump out. Like, I feel like this is gonna move, and it's gonna move good, but it's gonna do it at a random time. Not really much point holding onto that. Let's back down a little bit. Getting too many lines going on here. Lays or iLeg not doing anything. Zyme heading back down a little bit. OBLG down a little bit. Bands are tightening on that. MNTV, yeah, still, I don't know. This looks like it's wicking out at the top here. Sober hasn't moved at all. We're like a couple cents up on this. That's it. RDHL not moving. Got a couple other things. BOAS is popping up. We could take a look at that. Replace iLeg with it. No. CGNT. 280 to 297. Yeah, 285 to 297. So about 10-cent range. They're not really good enough. Oh, it's not less. 230 to 250. That's a better range, but the volume's really low on this. I don't know if I'm just being extra picky today or if I'm just not finding the opportunities I want. So we're starting to move up here. SNES not doing too bad. It looks like we're sitting at 0.48. We're holding that 20 EMA pretty nicely here. I don't know if we're going to do that forever. Top band's starting to close in. Looks like we lost our opportunity to push to 0.52 here, at least for the time being. We might hit VWAP or that 0.46 area again. If we start breaking down for 0.46, I'd be a little worried about it, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Sober pushes to 310, so about 310, 311, we can look at taking a little bit of profit. At least confirm that this is going to be a winning trade. Sober taking profit, 311-ish. Try to get like 10 cents out of it. If you can only get 9 though, or 8, it's not the end of the world. So SNES is definitely hitting some sort of pullback here. It depends how far down we go though. Like we could probably hit 0.46. We might hit 0.44. If we see 0.44, I'm going to start to get a little worried though. RDHL, yeah, looks like a nice little nothing. Looks like nothing to me. Not really seeing anything there. Lay's not doing much. Sober's still stealing all the volume, and it kind of sucks. It's still very slow. Today's a very slow day. Like, we got one trade to take, and I'm not actually sure we're gonna get that trade. I'm just not really sure what that's even gonna look like. It might be SNES. It could be SNES. It could be OBLG if it decides to move past this like 2-cent range here. Maybe RDHL if we see some like volume picking up or something, but currently it's not doing a whole lot. What's RDHL's float? 41 million. So it's a pretty big float. SNES is a lot smaller at 11 million. Sober's even smaller at 5 million. So Sober has probably the best ability to move, but we do need that volume to do so. So we did drop down to 0.46. Yeah, I took profits on Sober already at 310. So I only got 8 cents out of it because I tried to get at 301, but I got 302 entry, which isn't terrible, but it's only 8 cents profit. I know it hit 311. I didn't quite get 311 though, unfortunately. SNES, I really want to take another play on SNES because I feel like it's got the most opportunity for gains here, but we just crossed bearish, so I think I might want to wait a minute. Maybe if we get back down to 0.44, I'll take that chance. It's going to give me 0.44 here. Just start typing out the alert because it's usually what happens. Try for 0.44. I'd like to hit 0.50 off it. That would be a great. And then a point. 0.42 stop loss is basically what we need. Yeah, you know what? I'm good with that because if we break down from 0.42, we got all the way to 0.39. So there's really no point even waiting for another trade opportunity there. And bands are starting to close in, so anywhere you can get in here is going to be good, I think. I think this is going to go back up, and we might make some good money off it. Saw a low there at 0.45, so if you have to get in 0.45, that's fine, but make sure that you don't get more than 2% stop here. So if you have to move this up to 0.43, then you got to move it up to 0.43. Right there. Lameo, no volume. There's no volume. There's no price action. I really don't see this as something I want to jump into right now. If you're planning on sitting here all day, this might be an okay stock to play. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of room to go down. You could see this down to 925, but even that, I'm not really sure you want to hold from, 1030 to 925. It's a whole dollar. Um, but I mean, like it could be okay, but the lack of volume is really what's getting me right now on this. I don't really want to touch it for that reason. SNES bounces up to 0.47 after touching 0.45, so it looks like we're doing okay here. MACD starting to curl up a little bit, which is good. So again, if you got 0.45, you're looking at probably a 0.47 for your first take profit there. So bottom 0.47 is going to be right around there. And then you're going to go for a 0.49. So you're looking at 2 cent scale outs, 0.51, something like that. So you can take profits on the first little thing there, 0.47. Taking profits on SNES, 0.47. Just to secure. Every 2 cents is 4%, so that's definitely around the range that you want to be buying into it and selling it. Let's see here. We're almost at 315 on SOBR, which is good. That's better than what we had before. We're going to be hitting resistance here at 315, so I think anywhere here is a good place to start to think about taking some more profits. So about 315-ish. Just to secure some. Puts us up past that 10-cent mark now, which is good. So ideally what we wanted. So that's dropping down to that 0.44 level. So if you wait for your entry, it's going to be probably now. I would say that you probably don't want to wait for lower than 0.44 because there's not really much in terms of support below. Yeah, not really a whole lot. You might see a 0.42 stop. I like the bottom 0.42 is probably the safest bet. So if you're getting a 0.44 entry, move your stop down to 0.42. If you got a 0.45, then you're looking at 0.43 stop. Or if you really want, you could have a 0.42 stop at the 45 cent, but that's a pretty big stop. SOBR breaking out here, 318. I'll take some more profits around that 320 area. So be looking at 320 to take profits, and then again, probably 330. Breaking down to the 0.42 on SOBR, so it looks like it's a good thing we took some profits there. So if you have a 0.42 stop, which is right, having a hard time with this right there, we're going to see if it bounces off the previous level here. So, right, because we saw it down here before. So we're going to see if it, and it is bouncing back up to 0.45, just like that. New to VIP, be your first day. Good, that's the proper thing to do. What is the challenge this month? I actually have a video for it. Explains it a little bit better, but oh, I don't know what I did with it. It's on our YouTube channel. I'll grab that for you later. Basically, our challenge or this month or past couple months has been trying to turn a $5,000 cash account into $30,000. I show people the progress every day, so I'll show you where we're at the end of the day here, which is coming pretty quick. We got about 13 minutes left, so we're getting there. But we're doing pretty good on it. Basically, the rules are 5% max stop per trade, and we're taking up to 10 trades a day. So we're not like absolutely having to take 10 trades a day, but you can't take more than 10 trades a day because we're putting 5% of the account into each trade. And with a cash account, you have to have that 1 day for settlement. My SL on SNES, it got hit. It was 0.43. So I'm walking away with my 2 cents profit. That's about it. No problem. Sober still looking pretty decent here. We're wicking at the top at 318. OBLG, nasty drop, so stopping on the remainder there. Looks like SNES is dropping to stop. This could be another opportunity, right? You saw this big run up, so the 200 could be definitely a good place. So it depends on what time frame you're looking at, right? If you're looking at the 5 minute, we're not even close to it. But if you look at the 1 minute, we're right on it. So this could be a 1 minute 200 EMA bounce. I am out of trade, so I can't take it, unfortunately. But you know what? If we saw some slight green here, it could be a possibility, and I would be considering jumping it. But we've moved past it, so we take a look at the 2 minutes. We're moving past it on the 2 minutes. 3 minutes, we're not quite there yet. 5 minutes, we're definitely still far away. So we'll have to see where this bounces. As far as sober goes, if we look at that on a 5 minute scale, this looks like pretty good, actually. It looks like it should start to take off here. We did touch that 320 there, so that is our next PT. So make that call. Taking profits on sober 320. Oh no, I messed up the tracker, didn't I? Okay, I think I fixed it. Yes, I did. I don't like Excel at all. RDHL really still not giving us anything we want to see. We're getting closer to the 200 there, but again, like the price action's so slow, 0.67 to 0.72 here. I mean, like it's okay gains, but again, moving really slow. SNES looking like it's showing a little sign of green, but still very bearish, so I'm not really sure you want to touch that. Lays could be a good trade. It's still really lacking in the volume though. OBLG on the 2 minute probably hit hit there, and what about the 5 minute? 5 minute just about touched the 200, so that could be a possibility. But I'm really, again, we're seeing a huge area with no volume, so I feel like this one's going to be out of play. MNTV looks like it's getting ready to go, but again, right now we're seeing low volume. Sober kind of struggling back and forth here. We did touch that 320 PT, bounced all the way down to 311. We're hoping to see 330 out of this in the next couple minutes, but who really knows? Today's been pretty iffy in the market. So, do we have anything? We just have sober right now. That's basically it. So we can go over the money board here basically because we're pretty much everything's closed out. We only made $340 today, which is literally nothing. It's 2% of the port, so the bare minimum we're hoping to get each day to meet our goal here. Win rate 82.2%. I think we took 2 losses. Yeah, we took 2 losses, so not bad. I was really hoping that last SNES play was gonna actually hit 0.50 again. Probably would have brought this up to at least $400, but didn't get there. So sober, we got 3%. Yeah, we didn't have too many big wins. SNES was a good win for 11%. Then we had sober for 11 or 9. OBLG was a decent one. We took 2 plays, 5%, 10%. But yeah, that's SNES play really. I thought that was going to be a lot better. It didn't end up being as good as I thought it was going to be. Took a breakdown instead. What trading platform am I using? I use TradeZero and IBKR. I'm a lot more comfortable with IBKR, but TradeZero is definitely easier to set up and easier to use. I think the only problem I have with TradeZero is the no percentage stop loss, which just is kind of annoying. Yeah, this does happen every day. So, where you're seeing this on YouTube, it does have about a 45-second delay most days. Um, if you go onto our Discord, it's got a no second delay. It's a real time, I guess you'd say. You think LMAO looks not bad? I mean, I think you must be seeing something I'm not seeing. Because I don't see a reason for me to want to jump in on it. I mean, I couldn't even if I want to. My account's maxed out right now, but um yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see it. What do you see that looks good here? Oh, RDHL. Okay, that's a different story. At least you got some volume here. You do see some positive price action. So, that doesn't look too bad. I'm a little salty we stopped out on it. I really had anticipations that this was going to be a lot bigger of a move. So, um, yeah. But you know what? It could come back, and it could come back all the way up to that 85 level. You might even see it back to the top there, 94. So, it's a possibility. And for those of you on YouTube, you can join us here if you want to for later days of this. SNES dropping down pretty big. We've got OBLG. Oh, so the thing is, I don't usually send out the link to the live in the Discord alerts every day. I usually do it like once or twice a week. But you can find it here at the same time every day. Some people have problems finding it, but if you can find it, I am here every day. Sober broke out there. We saw 326. That would be a safe place to take profits at 325, 326, but I'm kind of holding the rest for like 330 here at least. I think we could probably even hit that 340 at some point today. Not right now, but some point. So the other thing with SNES is I think this is going to go again, and I think it's holding really well here. So not on the 1 minute, but the 2 minute scale, it looks like a 200 EMA bounce. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be a good play. So if I just move all the drawings here, I could probably... So you're going to want your entry at that level. You're going to want your stop. If you're getting a 3.37, you're probably going to want your stop at 0.35. So this is where it's tricky, right? Because if you get a 0.38, you're going to want a 0.36 stop loss, but you can get a 0.35 stop loss if you get 0.37. That makes sense. And then you're probably going to want to take profits. If you got in 0.37, 0.39 is going to be a good place to take some profits. You're probably going to want a 0.41. You might see some resistance here at 0.43, so that might be another place to take some profits. And you're probably going to want to get some profits there too. And then you might be looking at the high there, 0.50, so that would be what I would be considering for a trade here on SNES. I'm going to send that alert out as well. So we'd see what happens with that. It could bounce off the 2 minute here. Sober, still waiting for that push. Got a couple minutes left here. Keep an eye on things. OBLG's breaking down. LMAO's not doing anything. MNTV did go for a little bit more of a run there, back up to a pre-market resistance. It looks like right there at the 775. And RDHL is coming back slowly, very, very slowly. But I mean, if you got at the bottom here at 0.67, and it's currently at 0.75, you're probably banking pretty good off it. Zyme's at 650, so another slow gainer, but again, if you have the patience for it, making some money off that as well. I'm not seeing anything new on the scanner or the momentum alerts or the halts, so today's just been a very, very slow day. Okay. SNES holding at 0.38. Sober 325, RDHL. Nice little push there. You're going to see some resistance there at 0.76 or 0.77. SNES still holding. Hoping that keeps holding here. Maybe with a breakdown, even like a 0.36 stop would make sense. RDHL could see $1. Yeah, I mean, the high here is only 95 cents, right? So $1 isn't that far off. You might see a psychological barrier at $1, so you might not quite see $1. Could go up to like 98, 99 cents and come back down again. But um, this was very bullish in the pre-market, so I do think that this has the potential to at least get close to that high a day again at 95 cents, if not break it and run to a dollar. And if you pass $1, I mean, you could be seeing, you know, dollar 13, dollar 16 previous levels pretty easily. But you got to keep in mind also there's quite a few bag holders here, right? Because the stock used to be sitting up here $2, $3, and if you go even further back, I remember playing this when it was $5 and $6 and running it up to yeah, like $10 and stuff. So the major thing is you want to watch on the larger time frames here for areas where you're going to find a lot of bag holders. So you're probably going to see a lot of bag holders at 0.88, which is probably why you saw a lot of sell-off when we reached 0.95 when the market opened. And then you might see some more sellers there at $1.06 or $1.10, stuff like that. What do I think about OBLG? It's not looking good, that's for sure. Let's see here. Are we hitting a support? I think it could probably move down to 38 cents. You might even, yeah, I would say to watch for 38 cents right now. If it hits 38 cents and it looks like it's going to hold, it could be a reversal. Otherwise, you might not see anything till 36 cents or maybe, yeah, I don't know, 31 cents. That's so far down though. Yeah, if you see it at 31 cents, I would definitely look at buying this. Yeah, this is it went on a pretty big run here. So yeah, we hit like 50 cents here, right? So you probably had a lot of bag holders again on this area here. And when it came back down, so when it came back up, you see a lot of resistance of people selling. I'm surprised when we broke the high here that it didn't actually keep going, but I guess maybe you have bag holders from like way back here in March, 83 cents and stuff. And you know, you might even have people bag holding for much, much longer. And normally you wouldn't really have to worry about bag holding as much, but like you kind of have to worry about it as far back as 2020 because that's when a lot of retail traders came in. So any ticker that had their name pop up, you had a lot of people with a lot of free money and no experience in the market buying in. And when things go down, new people don't like to sell. So you probably have a lot of people holding a lot of bags from back then. So looking at those levels from way back then can give you a pretty good idea of where you're going to see some resistance. You just wish Sober would hit? Yeah, I know, me too. We're getting so close. We're slowly getting there. It's getting there. It's just so slow. Today's just painful. Yes, yeah. So the rates to riches live voice chats without delay. You do need the elite membership for it, so that's the caveat of it. You don't get the delay, but you do have to pay. Anyways, guys, we're basically out of time for today. Hopefully you guys made some money. I know the market was slow. Hopefully tomorrow's a little bit faster because I hate slow markets. It's so boring. Basically told you what I think about these stocks. You know, I think SNES has a good opportunity to bounce to that buy level a couple times. Looks like it's starting to move up on that 2-minute scale. Sober, we're still waiting for 330 to hit. I think it's going to hit it. RDHL, I'm a little salty with, but there's still some good gains there. You know, MNTV, it did come back. It does look like it's moving. Again, the range is still fairly small, so don't expect huge gains out of that. SNES is hitting the first point where you want to be taking profits at 0.79 or 39 there. And that's it, guys. Yeah. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, guys.